In this video, we're going to talk about advice. Good advice, bad advice, ugly advice, and how to find your way and distinguish between the three if you're uncertain. Stay tuned. One of the reasons I'm proud to be a part of the indie author community is because everyone shares their experiences. It's hard not to hear about blog articles, podcasts, or videos where authors talk about strategies and tactics that have worked for them. But not all advice is created equal. I can tell you from personal experience that I have relied on advice that I thought was good, but ended up being very bad for me. What constitutes good advice versus bad advice? And how do you as an author discern between the two? Here's the secret. Advice isn't good or bad. Advice, by its very nature, is given with good intentions. There's no one sitting in front of their computer rubbing their palms together thinking about how they're going to lead you astray. But sometimes people can give advice that doesn't quite work the way they intended it. For example, I followed some advice a few years ago about chaining together a ton of book promotion ads in order to maximize the visibility of one of my books. The ads were not effective. Was that bad advice? No. It was just bad for me and my situation. But I was too naive to understand that. But with time, I discovered that advice falls into three categories. Advice that's meant for you, advice that's not meant for you, and advice that you're not ready for yet. And when I say you, I mean you. That's right, you. And only you. Not anyone else. Just you. Let's use an example that will illustrate these three types of advice. This YouTube channel. We'll start with advice that's meant for you. The target audience of this channel is authors who have published a few books already, understand the basics, and are looking to move to the next level. So many of the videos I make are designed to meet their needs. Learning intermediate things like how to write faster, recommended products and services for writers, how to sell more books on various platforms, those things immediately benefit my target audience. But let's imagine for a moment someone outside of my target market who stumbles upon my channel. We'll pretend this person writes biographies. No offense to the biography folks out there watching this. Now, filter this channel through the lens of that person's experience. Will much of my advice work for them? Maybe. But that author might find that the content on this channel isn't quite a good fit. In other words, my advice isn't really meant for that author. And for the final category, let's take a beginning author as an example. Imagine an author who is writing their first book and learning the craft. I love beginners, and I do make videos for them, but a beginning author might find that they can't apply much of the advice here. Learning how to sell more books on draft to digital, for example, won't benefit them because they haven't published anything yet. So it's not that the channel can't help them, but it can't help them yet. But when they have a few books under their belt, the things I'm saying here will make a lot more sense. See how three different people can get three completely different experiences from one source? That's why when I make these videos, I'm very careful to limit the topics to those where I have experience. If I don't have that experience, I do my best to go learn it or talk to someone who does. So here's what you need to do to make sure that you're capitalizing on advice that's meant for you. First, get clear on your own vision for your career. You'll only see results when you apply advice that serves your goals. Second, only trust people who have credibility, experience, and who are doing the same thing that you want to achieve. Third, even then, pick out the bits of advice that make sense for you at that point in time. Don't follow advice blindly, and don't always follow it entirely either. Fourth, be prepared to make mistakes. Even the best advice can sometimes lead you in the wrong direction. Use that as a learning opportunity. And lastly, be careful when you're giving advice of your own. Always consider the person, their circumstances, and how your advice could potentially help them. Do those things and you'll develop a strong interior compass that will take you wherever you want to go. If this is your first time watching, I'd love to have you subscribe. Every week I do videos with craft, marketing, and business advice. I also cover publishing industry news that will help you grow your author business, sell more books, and connect with readers. I hope I can play a small part in your future success because it's time for you to get the author career that you deserve. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.